Cryptography is not about making stuff that's uncrackable. It's about making stuff that's difficult to crack. And the more you use a key, or the longer you have it in use, the more clues you leave behind as to its true value. And so there's this popular meme in cryptography that no one's ever disproved, that no key is eternal, that any key that's constantly in use needs to change. And this is true for the keys in the DNS and DNSSEC as much as it's true for any other part of cryptographic keys. Keys need to change. So if you're running HTTPS and keys, change them from time to time. No key is eternal. So when they signed the DNS, the root key is a very different key to all the others. All the other keys have parents. And so the way you roll your key is you bring up a new key, you can create new keys, and you say to your parent, oh, by the way, I'm changing over a new key, here's the new value, can you countersign that too? And they go, yes, good, fine. I'm retiring the old one, off you go. Seamless. But the root has no parent. And the root key is in every single resolver that validates. So when you want to change that key, all of these resolvers have to pick up the new value. Now, either you believe in miracles and it's all just going to work, or you have to rely on some technology. And the way this system is designed is that it relies on publishing the new key, hoping that the resolvers pick it up, and then flipping over to the new key. Sounds good, but the DNS is almost a bit like an animal zoo. There's giraffes and there's hippopotamuses. They're both animals, but they are very, very different animals. And there are very different resolvers out there that have very different behaviours. And so it's not immediately clear that every resolver is going to follow the breadcrumbs and actually pick up this new key. And so I'm talking about the measurements that we've been doing in APNIC of how currently DNSSEC-aware resolvers appear to behave. There are two aspects to this role that I go through. One is, can you pick up the new key? Can't measure that. We don't know. We hope it's a very small number. Don't know. There's another part to the key roll though that we can measure, because at certain points the response gets a lot bigger than normal. The normal response is around 800 octets for the, what's the key of the root of the DNS? 800 octets later, here's the answer, check it against your known value. But when we roll the key, the response is going to be bigger, and it's going to get up to 1,400 octets. Now, any student of IPv6 would immediately recognise that that number is a big number. It's not over 1,500, but it's over 1280. And in v6, the standard says any packet up to 1280 octets should survive a compliant network unfragmented. But any packets larger, all bets are off. And so it's not immediately clear that that big packet will be universally received by all of these resolvers. So we've been trying to figure out how bad's the problem. And over the course of the last year, we've been measuring the behaviour of resolvers with big packets. The punchline at this point is that on that part of the key roll, we expect no more than 1 in 100 users might be affected. And our realistic expectation is a lot lower than that. But our technique is by no means, 5 decimal points precision. And so when we see around, a maximum 1% failure rate, that's a pretty broad number to some extent. And our, expectation, if you will, our mindset is we don't think it's anywhere near as bad as that. But certainly what we'd like to do is inform this. Why? Because, like it or not, the new key is going to have to roll. We can either wait for another 5 years and have another sort of huge problem, or we can roll more regularly, which might be better, but if every time we roll we cause this huge amount of destruction, that would be a bad thing. So we've been trying to measure beforehand. We are measuring as best as we can in APNIC through the roll in order to inform, well, what about the next roll and the roll after that? How can we make this process pain-free? How can we make sure that our keys are properly tended, regularly rolled, and having folk that rely on those keys regularly updating that in a safe and secure way? So I suppose it's a practical case of the measurement systems we do at APNIC.